Welcome back to the Shaw and Steele Show. It's week 10. This season's just flying on by, so do not miss it. There are some hellish games on this weekend. It seemed like a bunch of top 10 teams lost because they did. It's just wild shit. So, Bryson, you ready to get into this shit?
I'm ready to get into it, man. You couldn't have said it any better. Each week, when these weeks we think they're going to be easy, games, it just gets chaos. Every week's been chaos. So let's do it. You ready?
It's wild. Yeah, get into the first one.
All right. Well, we got to start with our schools, and we'll go ahead and we'll start with the dominant performance first. And looking at the Ohio State Buckeyes, they beat the Penn State Nittany Lions down like they always do, 38-14. Mm-hmm. And Steele, I know you broke this thing down in depth on your Tape Talk show. So why don't you start us off with this one?
It sucks because coming into the season, this is a game that they always have circled up. And Coach Day, this team, they know not to take teams lightly, but on the outside, we knew that this probably wasn't going to be too close.
Yeah.
So they went out there. The first half, Coach Knowles and that Penn State defense, they were able to make some plays, kind of make it close at times. But overall, you just knew that Ohio State was the better team the entire game. It was impossible to stop Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate on the outside. The defense showed up like they always do, and it was just a dominant performance overall. It's just I want them to have a close game at this point. I want something where my heart beats a little bit because it's staying under 60 beats per minute right now every single game.
No, exactly. Yeah, they haven't been tested yet. They haven't faced adversity in another weekend of kind of smooth sailing. Got a little dicey there for a split second when they fumbled and they go into half. I think it was 17-14 or something like that. Mm-hmm, but This whole game, it just felt like the Buckeyes are in control. And then now I just don't know how you stop the offense. Carnell Tate, he's rolling. Jeremiah Smith, he's rolling. Julian Sains had like an 85% clip. He's playing unbelievable. The offensive line's getting better and better. That run game's getting better and better. There's not too much to really hit on here. It's just another week.
I don't like the run game, man.
Yeah, you're going to listen. The running game is definitely the weakest part so far. If you had to find one, and it could.
My bad. Also, it's not even the running game. It's the running backs, because the O line, they open up holes, but the running backs cannot get past the second level. They had one big run from Bo Jackson, but besides that, it's just they're getting holes opened up for them. They're hitting it, but then after that, they don't make anything on them.
Yeah, and that's what we talked about this deal. Even when we watched the Illinois game, it was surprising seeing Ohio State running backs not just get hit; they were getting it put on them by the secondary for Illinois, and we're just not used to seeing that. But they do have young running backs, but it's week 10. It doesn't feel like week 10, week 11, but they got to get going because. They will. Sorry about these sirens, Steele. They will definitely need a running game if they want to go ahead and beat Indiana. If they want to go ahead and beat some of these SEC teams later down the line. But overall, I think they're on the path.
I think I also just another cool matchup. Coach Day and Hartline against Coach Knowles.
Yeah,
they were with each other for 3 years. So you come into this game thinking they know all of their tendencies. They've been practicing against each other forever now.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was interesting how they're going to kind of combat that. You thought maybe like Ohio State would kind of break a tendency, or maybe Knowles would break a tendency in order to hit like a big shot play. But Ohio State, they kind of kept within their game plan. They were a little more aggressive, and they had a bunch of shifts and motions to kind of get Knowles off his rocker a little bit and a little confused. Yeah. And it worked out perfectly. Knowles tried to contain the wide receivers with some double teams, and nothing worked. It was tough shake.
Now I'll tell you this: if Knowles can't figure it out, then they're going to be scoring on everybody. They're going to be scoring on. Do you know if they embraced or anything after the game? Did you hear anything, or you're not sure if they talked?
No, Knowles, he usually stays up in the press box, so I doubt he made it down to the field.
Yeah, he's probably sick of losing too. Knowing him, he's probably going through it. Okay, moving on. We got to talk about my USC Trojans. They go up to Lincoln, Nebraska. Steele, we played there twice. We know how difficult it is there to get a win. They had a blackout prime time, and they find a way to get it done. They win 21-17. I'll start this one off. And there's a couple things when I'm looking at this. The run game was much better. They rushed for, I believe 200 yards. King Miller had a good performance. Offensive line did a great job. The biggest difference in this game, make no mistake about it, was Jaden Mayava using his legs in the second half. And I got to give Coach Riley credit because in the first half, one thing that concerns me about Jaden, I will bring this up, and I love Jaden. I think he's a great player, great leader. But I saw it in the Illinois game a little bit, and I got into it with a couple of guys. But this is the truth. I'm not sure how well he bounces back when things start getting a little sideways for him. And, I don't like saying that, but it's just kind of what I've seen from him. He threw the pick against Illinois. It took him a little bit, but he did bounce back. He had a nice game. And then in this game, he throws the pick Nebraska. He's missing a bunch of throws. And you could just see that he didn't trust his arm after that. He wasn't confident and trusting his arm. So I give Coach Riley credit because his adjustment was, okay, if you're not trusting your arm, you better trust your legs because I'm going to run you a lot. And that's what they did. And he did a great job. And then the final part is the defense still got to step up and stop in the run. But I did think the linebackers took a step forward, getting downhill, reading, and just attacking. And then my position group, the defensive backs, I thought the corners played fantastic. They gave up one, but they got tested a lot out there, and they did a great job getting hands on early, staying on top, keeping their feet moving, and they really shut down that fade game. So overall, step in the right direction, not perfect, lot to clean up, and I do worry about Jaden. Just kind of, he's got all the talent in the world. It's all up here. Just trust yourself, let it fly, and that's kind of what I saw with this game. But big time road win. Steele,
You guys suck,
dude. Come on.
I hate you guys. Dude. I mean, you should have lost that game. You were getting beat. Nebraska's offense was pretty balanced, and then once Dylan Raiola left that game, I mean, come on. What was it? Latif came in, and it became one-dimensional. Their running back was a bell cow. He had a hell of a day, but that's all they had. And then once that happened, you guys got really aggressive on the outside, running mans, loading up the box, eventually stopped the run, and from there it was like, Jesus Christ. Like,
yeah, I mean, looking at Nebraska, Steele, I know you feel the same way. I love Nebraska after playing there and playing with them. I know you have a lot of respect for them, and I do want to. I mean, that's 29 straight ranked losses. So that's a tough one to swallow. And Raiola, I don't know how hurt he was. I mean, but he's walking around, limping around on the sideline. Maybe you got to stay in the game. But still, man, I'm going to give my Trojans credit. I think they're the third, fourth best team in the Big Ten right now.
No, absolutely not. I'm not giving them credit.
They play Northwestern Friday. They play Northwestern, Oregon. We're going to go on the road, beat Oregon. We'll be sitting right there.
Absolutely not. That's not going to happen. No. As a Nebraska, no. I'm looking at this as a Nebraska fan, and I'm pissed off because the defense, they played at a level where they should have won. They shut down Mayaba pretty much in the air, which you guys are basically the number one passing offense in the entire league, maybe behind Ohio State now. But they shut them down. Their offense was doing all right in the first half. Dylan Raiola gets hurt. Their offense goes to shit. You guys end up scoring a few more points, take the lead, still win barely, and I'm pissed. I'm pissed for Nebraska. I don't like you guys. You guys didn't play good. You shouldn't have won. It's bullshit.
All right, well, guess what? We won, and we're going to beat Northwestern. We got Iowa. We got Iowa homecoming. We're going to take care of that. They won't be able to slow us down. Then we head on the road. We head on the road against Oregon. We beat them, and we're going to be getting into the playoffs. So there you go. All right. We're moving on, Steele. We're moving on. I hate that you hate my Trojans.
What's that shirt you're wearing right there?
It's an Ohio State Buckeye shirt. I did 3 years at Ohio State, 3 years at USC. Man, I love both schools.
Sure.
I love both schools. All right. Are you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. Another good game. Oklahoma, Tennessee. This was a big-time game for both programs. They get the W 33-27, the Sooners do. What are kind of your initial thoughts with this one?
It was really weird because first half, Tennessee dominated for the most part. Oklahoma's offense got nothing done. I think they had more yards on defense than they did on offense in the first half.
Yeah.
Which it makes sense because they had that big scoop and score. I think it was in the first or the second quarter. I don't remember exactly. Yep. Had another big turnover. It seemed like every time they put pressure on Aguilar, he was just toss it up in the air and they were able to pick it off.
Yeah.
But besides those interceptions, this Tennessee offense, I mean, they're fast-paced, fast-tempoed, which is hard if you're a Venables defense that waits and tries to know like your opponent's call and get in the perfect defense. So they're able to put a lot of damage on them early on, but then you go into halftime, you feel like you're dominating, but now you're down at home against Oklahoma. And then the second half rolls around. John Mateer in that offense, they really start getting things going. He's looking like he's in his Michigan form where he's running the ball, he's scrambling, and he's just on time, precise with all of his throws. The defense started to pick it up a little bit, and then Oklahoma just slowly kind of ran away with this one. I know Tennessee was able to fight back a little bit in the end, but then they just had that long run that put a dagger in Vol Nation. It was a blackout at home at night. It's a tough loss for Tennessee because they're basically out of the playoff picture now. And Oklahoma's got a hard schedule, but they still have everything ahead of them. So overall, very weird game, but huge props to Oklahoma and Mateer for really just kind of picking up the pieces over the last few weeks and having a great win.
Right. Well, we saw against Ole Miss that what allowed them to get kind of back into that game and make that final push against Ole Miss was they were able to establish the run game, something they've been struggling with all year. And this game against Tennessee, two things to kind of talk about. We talked about Aguilar, how he's been struggling turning the ball over in conference play, and he goes out there and has two interceptions. And so that's big. Then next, Tennessee can't really run the ball well. Oklahoma, they do a great job with Mateer and getting their running backs going. And we saw that next step. The last couple of weeks since the Texas game, we've seen them really try to get that running game going, and it looks like they're on the right path to doing that. And so they had the plan to win. They won the turnover battle. They ran the ball, and overall defense stopped the run. I like Oklahoma. They got everything out in front of them. I like Coach Venables. So the sky is the limit for them, I guess. But yeah, tough loss for Tennessee, and that I think you're right. Eliminates them, and Oklahoma sitting right where they want to. So that's it for me on this one. You ready to move on?
Just one thing. I feel like the game plan could have been better for Tennessee because both of them starting off, their run game was basically nothing. But like you said, Oklahoma, they kept chipping away, and eventually they started getting it going a lot. And then Tennessee, they just completely abandoned it, became one-dimensional, and then against that defense, it's hard to be a one-dimensional offense, and that's really where you saw them kind of stall in that second half.
How about the dude popping the hammy on that scoop and score, man?
Dude, my God. I mean –
that's like Greg Jennings right there with a broken leg. You seen that video?
The team on his fucking back.
With the team on his back. That was awesome.
Dude, I mean, if he steps out of bounds there, it's kind of a different game.
Oh, yeah, 100% a different game.
Because that offense at that point wasn't scoring.
No, not scoring. Man, Oklahoma, they need to start putting the only full game they put together was against Michigan. They look fantastic. They need to get back to playing 60 minutes of solid football.
There's like two or three teams that they have the talent, but you never know what team you're going to get on Saturdays, and they're one.
All right, well, we're definitely about to talk about another team who's just like that. You know who I'm about to bring up?
Go ahead.
The Texas Longhorns get a big-time win against Vandy, 34-31. What do you got with this one? Or did you start? You started off last game? Yeah, you started off last game.
Yeah, I did.
Start this one off. So, first off, I know you think I'm going to get on here and shit all over Vandy, say Pavia, he's the Heisman, he can kiss that goodbye. And I am going to say those things. Fuck Vandy, Pavia, your Heisman shit's done. But with that being said, I do want to say I give him a lot of credit and a lot of respect fighting in that fourth quarter and making this thing a respectable loss on the scoreboard. Because in that first half, Arch Manning, I've been seeing a bunch of memes, which are funny but also not funny, about that concussion made it rewired some stuff in his brain. But since that second half in Mississippi State Steele and this game, that offense is rolling, and they're really using their receivers as kind of an addition to the run game, getting those quick screens, stuff like that. Arch ran the offense wonderfully. Defense came out hot, and they got a little lackadaisical in that fourth quarter. But that's a lot of credit to Vandy fighting in that. So Texas, man, they're kind of starting to become that team that we thought they were in the beginning of the year. And if they get hot at the right time, watch out.
Yeah, I think Sark is really starting to understand who he's got at quarterback with Arch Manning. At the beginning of the season, you just see him. Dude, they're just taking like all these crazy big shot throws, and that just really wasn't him. So this game, they got him on rhythm. Like you said, they're using the wide receivers as an extension of the run game, getting Ryan Wingo out in space, getting Wisner out in space, just letting their athletes be athletes, and then getting Arch out the pocket so he's able to make some throws on the run. And then they're doing that, and then they're also sprinkling in just some actual like NFL type throws, like little sail routes, 5-yard outs. And now he's starting to hit him because he's in rhythm. So you got that on offense. They came out the gates, just destroyed Vandy, just completely steamrolled them. And then on defense, that Texas D, their front seven was all over Pavia in this run game. It felt like they got nothing on the ground in that first half. They let up a little bit in the second half, but for the most part, I mean, they played pretty well. I feel like they need to be better at putting teams away, kind of just stepping on their throat.
Yeah.
That could have hurt them at the end if they did.
You mess around with a good team, they'll bite you.
Yeah. But overall, Texas, they're a weird team, kind of like Oklahoma. Never know what you're going to get. If they play like this, they can make the playoff picture extremely hazy because they've got Georgia, they've got Texas A&M. So if they have this stellar Texas team that they have right now and they play against Georgia and A&M like this, I mean, the SEC could completely be in shambles.
100%. What I want to bring up here, Steele, because I want to get your opinion on it. I've been seeing a lot of heat for it. Is kind of these rankings. Now I know the CFP rankings are getting ready to come out, but Texas is ranked at 13 right now, 2 spots behind Oklahoma, and we've seen this. And I wanted to bring this up. Is it feels like there's been a lack of respecting head-to-head matchups. I just want to get your thoughts on, do you think Oklahoma should be ranked higher than Texas? Or obviously, I think head-to-head should be – that's the big debate right now. Head-to-head matchups need to have more respect. Thoughts?
They both have the same record, right?
Yeah.
2 losses.
Mm-hmm.
And they should be in front of them.
Yeah, they should be in front of them. Okay, so
maybe strength of schedule leans a little more towards Oklahoma, and maybe they take into account that Mateer was coming off a month off and wasn't himself. But, yeah, Mateer played. They had their starting quarterback. It was at a neutral site in Dallas, technically neutral. So the head-to-head goes to Texas. They should be in front of them.
Okay, all right, we're in agreement. Okay, moving on, Steele. Man, I wanted this one to go down so bad. We're going to the cocktail party. Florida versus Georgia. Start us off, brother.
Georgia, they started off slow again. Stockton had a really good first drive, but outside of that first half, nothing really happened. Georgia was able to contain them for the most part. I'm not a fan of Georgia's offense. I think they're very practical in what they do. It's just inside zone, screen, and go. And that worked early on in the year, but now teams are picking up on it, and they've got to change it up a bit. So they did it a little bit in the second half, kind of, but this offense down the road, whenever they play like the elite defenses, they got to change it up or they're going to get their shit whacked. So first off there, Georgia defense, we said it earlier, they need to get pressure on Lagway because if you let him sit back there, he's going to pick you apart, and that's what he was doing a little bit. Him and then wide receiver, I'm forgetting his name right now. They had a really good connection. This Georgia defense, they were missing a lot of tackles.
Yeah.
Besides C.J. Allen, he had a fantastic game at linebacker. Outside of that, defense needed improvement. But once again, second half, Georgia comes out as a completely different team. They establish the run, and once they establish the run in these games, they somehow take control of everything. The defense starts playing better. Stockton starts playing better. So they put it together in the second half. Controversial call at the end with that long ball that Lagway underthrew, but Georgia came out with a big win against a big rival. So kudos to Georgia, but just maybe start a little faster next time.
Yeah, we had a feeling this one was going to be tight. We talked about Coach Napier, what he meant to these guys. We knew they'd come out and play hard, and they did. They came out and they played very, very hard, and got to give them credit for that. But once again, championship teams, winning teams, they find a way to get it done. Florida, they've been losing a bunch of games. They lose these games just like this. They've lost 10 of them, double digits in the last couple of years just like this. Mm-hmm. Georgia, just this year, Tennessee, Ole Miss, now Florida, they know how to win in these close games. And once again, fourth quarter, Florida doesn't close it out. Georgia, taps into that DNA, and they find a way to get it done. Still, now for some of these teams, not all of them, I just want to ask you on a hypothetical head versus head with our Ohio State Buckeyes. Where would you see this one going if Georgia played Ohio State right now?
Right now, I would have Ohio State winning by like 21.
Okay. Yeah.
They'd get no pressure on saying their biggest weak point are their DBs, which they're going up against Ohio State's receivers. That's going to be a bloodbath. And then their offense, They might be able to get a little bit of movement on Matt Patricia's defense, but for the most part, they probably keep them under 14 points possibly. So
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I don't think – I mean, Georgia's defense, we keep talking about them figuring it out with Kirby because Kirby's such a good coach. But, these weeks are going by quick, and they're another team who hasn't really put in a 60-minute performance yet. So we know they have all the pieces. We know they're good, but they're just struggling a little bit. But
that's a bad matchup, honestly, now I'm thinking about it. Georgia, Ohio State. Like Ohio State would kill them, I think.
Yeah, I 100% agree. 100%.
Georgia's a great team, but just purely off matchups, it would not end up well.
No, I'm with you. I think they match up. It's a matchup nightmare.
Non-biased.
Okay. Come on, Steele. We're not biased, people. We tell the truth.
That's why I want to put it out there because, we're both fucking rocking Ohio State.
All right, there we go. Okay, next game. Let's jump to Miami versus SMU. SMU at home. Miami walked in there, and it's the same story. All I got to say about this one is the turnover battle. You lost to a team. SMU, I think, rushed for like 30 yards. Not even. I think there was it was either 23, 43, something like that. And you go out there, and Carson Beck in crunch time just started off the season really hot, but we're seeing all those kind of mistakes come back into play in these big moments, and it's unfortunate to see. But that's all I got with this one. It's a turnover battle, and Carson Beck just not delivering when he needs to.
Did you see his interview after?
I did not see his interview. You know me. This is a turnaround. Tell me about it. I'm excited.
I forget what game it was. It might have been I forget what game it was exactly. But he had another question in an interview where they were talking about some of the play calling, and he just had a really bad attitude. He was just saying, "Oh, I just run the plays that are called," and he kind of just gave an attitude like just throwing the play caller under the bus. And we talked about it early on in the year.
Yeah,
he kind of flares up at these times, shows kind of the Georgia mentality he had that forced him to transfer over to Miami.
Mm-hmm.
So you're seeing it again, just kind of whenever this Miami team has these bad performances. And
I mean, you need a guy to win games like this. You need at the quarterback position. You need a guy who's these guys are going to want to love to play with them, love to play for him. And who knows? Maybe them Cavanagh twins were right that he don't really have a whole lot of friends. Who knows, man? Who knows? But that's tough situation for Miami, and they're done, right?
Yeah, they're done because they've got Louisville in front of them, Virginia in front of them. I mean, SMU, they've got a head-to-head against them. I don't know how the rest of the season is going to pan out, but SMU, they look good. Their offense, Kevin Jennings, I mean, he sling it around.
I like SMU.
I didn't like how Miami played on defense. I feel like they were just they were playing off a lot. And these SMU receivers were just settling in these little zones, and they're just picking them apart.
Man, that was a tough one. Okay. Now this was the most heartbreaking game. Cincinnati getting blown out by the Utah Utes, 45-14. Steele, what are your thoughts on this one, man? We love our guys over there, and we love the Bearcats, bro. We love the Bearcats.
I've got mixed feelings because I'm about to see my buddy from Utah. I'm pretty sure in like 3 or 4 days.
Okay.
So I'm congratulating him, but
is he going to come on the show?
I don't even know. First of all, he doesn't reply to anything, so I texted him. I'm probably not going to hear from him until like 2027.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's even going to show up this weekend. Not sure. He has a bye week, so maybe.
Yeah.
But this Cincinnati team, they started off hot. You saw that they were running the ball really well with Sorsby.
Yeah.
But once Utah saw this and started bringing pressure and forced them to throw the ball, you saw that Sorsby's not too good throwing the ball around.
No.
He wasn't really going through reads much. A lot of the times it was, okay, I see pressure. I've got one-on-one on the outside. I'm just going to chunk it up. And he doesn't have the accuracy to be able to do that, or the receivers really to do that.
Mm-hmm.
There was that. They didn't really utilize Joe Royer a lot at the tight end spot. Evan Pryor was out of the game. It was a bad performance overall by that Cincinnati offense. And then on the other side, Utah played fantastic. I was a little surprised by that. I know Ryan Davis, he's always going to go out there and perform. But Devin Van Pierre, he came out. He was able to run the ball. They utilized one of their freshman running backs / kind of like a hybrid guy a lot with some Wildcats. Dampier was throwing it around. Offense was hitting on all cylinders. It was an ass beating. Just simple as that.
No, 100%. And it's funny you said that because what I have written down here is when Utah is on, they're pretty on. They're very, very tough.
They're
team.
on exactly.
Yeah,
they're in the Texas-Oklahoma realm. If they're on, they're a good damn team.
Yeah, they got physical guys. They're big. They're strong. I mean, Dampier, he's a wild card. But this Utah team, they dominated Colorado. Now, Colorado, man, that shit is in shambles over there.
I don't even want to talk about that.
No, they don't even want to talk about it. I agree. They're in shambles over there. But the point is that, Utah did what they're supposed to do, blew them out, and then they just blew out. Cincinnati was a good team still.
They're a damn good team.
I mean, and they had, I think it was like 30 minutes of time of possession, 40. It was something crazy time of possession, 40 minutes, something like that, and just running the ball. So Utah, they're a team to look out for. They win the rest of the way. They could sneak in there. It's going to be tough from the Big 12, but they could sneak in there. Okay, last college football game, and I want to get your thoughts on this. North Texas, Navy, big group of 5 matchup, 31-17 North Texas. Steele, have you heard about this quarterback whisperer as their head coach? Have you heard anything about this?
Not a peep.
Let me fill you in. So Eric Morris, head coach for North Texas, the Eagles or whatever they're called. He recruited Mahomes. He recruited Cam Ward, and he recruited John Mateer, and now he's the head coach at North Texas. He's doing a fantastic job, 8-2, and he recruited this guy who, as a walk-on, Drew Mestamatter. I believe I'm saying his name right, and he is now performing at a very high level. So I wanted to bring this up for a group of 5, playoff spot. I wanted to bring this up because of their head coach, Eric Morris, as a guy to really highlight and watch out for as an up-and-coming big-time coach. So keep your eye on North Texas, Eric Morris. I know, Steele, you're bouncing around, so I'm not sure if you had a chance to see that one. But anything you want to add, or is that good?
I mean, hire him over at Oklahoma, and then he'll be the ultimate QB whisperer.
Yeah, right?
They're known for producing crazy quarterbacks. If this is a QB guru, then put him in Oklahoma. I mean, he's going to recruit the best of the best.
That's what he's being labeled as. There's only one QB guru, though. We all know that's Lincoln Riley. That's the only QB guru. Okay.
How many yards did he throw for this week?
Steele, don't get. We already talked about that game. He got 70 yards on the ground, got a touchdown. He did what he had to do.
I'm not talking about on the ground. I'm talking about in the air with his arm.
In the air, he had about a $118, something like that.
Oh, that's all right.
Okay, all right.
Decent.
That wraps up.
No, it doesn't.
Why not?
We got one more game I want to fucking talk about.
Oh, wait. Shit. You're absolutely right. How could I forget this? All right. You want to introduce
this game fucking pisses me off.
Wait, which game are you talking about?
Georgia Tech versus NC State.
Okay, we're in the same game. Yes. Oh, my God. All right. Go ahead, Steele.
What they are doing to Haynes King over there in Atlanta, or here in Atlanta, is fucking ridiculous. This man laid his dick and balls on the table for you, got 500 total yards, 400 in the air, 100 on the ground, 4 total touchdowns, and they fucking lose, giving up 48 points to NC State. No one is stepping up on that team. It's a one-man show. You let NC State, of all teams, score 500 have 500 total yards on you.
240 on the ground.
240 on the ground. One guy had, I think, 200 yards. I forget his name.
It was like 198 or 197 or something.
Yeah, Jaden Scott, and then CJ Bailey tore him up in the air. This is not a playoff team. I'm done with them. They need to save Haynes King. He's too good of a player to be put in this shitty-ass system. He is a playoff player. This is not a playoff team. I'm so sick of it because we talked about it. He's the only guy on that team that shows up on Saturdays. Saw it again. They fucked up. Maybe in the ACC, since no one wants to fucking win, they could win it still, but I don't fucking know. It's stupid.
Dude, Georgia Tech, man. I'm right, Steele. We couldn't be more on the same page. I've been calling for Haynes King to be in Heisman conversations all year because the man deserves to be there. I wish so badly that this guy was at a premier program because he'd be getting like Tim Tebow level status damn near because of how he plays the game. He is one of my favorite players to watch. He's 100 yards rushing, 80, 100 yards rushing every single week. Takes big hits, lowers his shoulder. Then he's throwing the ball for 250, 300 every week. I mean, he puts his team on the back. He's literally been Superman. But when your defense, like you already hit on, gives up 48 points, 240 on the ground, there's not much you can do there. Haynes King, if I was him, I'd be very, 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 very frustrated. And be on my defense. Yeah.
I'm done with the ACC. I would say just have Ohio State play in that ACC championship for a warm-up, but it's at the same fucking time. So fuck it. Put North Dakota State in there. I don't care anymore.
Yeah. I want Georgia Tech to get in there because I gotta see Haynes King on the big stage. The world he deserves to have the world watch him. Kind of like they always talked about Scatterbill being on the big stage in the playoff game. This guy Haynes King has to be on a big stage. So hopefully they can turn it around. But Virginia or Louisville would be my two teams to kind of watch in the ACC now, I guess, right?
They need to do it like fantasy style. Just fuck Georgia Tech as a team. Some other team drafts Haynes King and just puts him in the system that's going to make the playoffs. Because I want to see him play, but he's not going to play in these big games with this shit roster.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Georgia Tech, but fuck.
No, you're right. Okay, this ends the college football segment, but still, not many people know this, but you were somewhat of a prodigy in the baseball field. And you have taught me a lot about baseball. You put me on the baseball when we were roommates. Talk to me about Freddie Freeman, Atlanta Braves. He goes over to the Dodgers. I'm watching the Dodgers because of him. I come out here. I'm watching the Dodgers now. And that World Series, I was locked in. You and I watch it back and forth on text together. One of the best things I've seen ever in sports, just the series in general. But still, you're the baseball guy. I wanted to bring this up. Tell us all your thoughts about this one.
I'm going to shorten it down because it would take like an hour. So the Braves won in 2021. That was one of my favorite baseball moments of all time. Even as an impartial watcher, this eclipsed that by so much. Yeah. So first two games, they split it. Game 3, that's whenever they have the fucking 18-inning, day-long game. Yeah. I mean, Shohei Ohtani, he got on base 9 times. Freddie Freeman with a walk-off hit. You just had unknown heroes coming out of nowhere.
It's a Will Klein for the
Will Klein comes in, has a stellar 4 innings that
How
game.
About Kershaw, bases loaded, comes in.
Probably his last time pitching in a Hall of Fame career. Goes in, absolutely shuts it down with bases loaded. Fucking unreal. And then Blue Jays, they lose that game. They get a couple wins. It's game 6. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, a fucking Japanese super soldier, goes out there, shoves for 9 innings. An unbelievable play. Do you know like the rule as far as that ball getting stuck under the fence?
No, I don't. I know if like you can I don't know. You got to explain it to me. I saw it, but
it was easily the right thing to do because people are saying like he easily was able to get that ball, pick it up, and throw it. Yeah. But you don't know if that thing is actually lodged in there or not. So there's a chance that you're grabbing at it and you can't get it. And if you make an attempt, then I think at least one runner would have scored, and it's a completely different ball game.
Right.
They got that, and then Hernandez in left field has a fantastic double play. Great game overall. Now it's game 7. You've got 2 Hall of Famers in Max Scherzer, Mad Max, going against Shohei Ohtani, best baseball player of all time. And it's kind of back and forth a little bit. Bo Bichette has a big 3-run home run. Right. Got, I think, in the 4th inning.
Yeah.
And then you get to the 8th inning. You've got more unknown heroes coming out of nowhere. Rojas in the 9th with the tying home run right ahead of Shohei.
Yeah.
And then in extra innings, you get Yamamoto coming back after just having pitched 6 innings the day before. My bad. He pitched 9 innings, I think, in game 3 or 4. Pitched 6 innings the day before. Next day, he comes in after throwing 100 pitches the day before, has an unreal, I think, 3 or 4 innings in extras. I mean, I can't.
Have you seen anything like that?
Huh?
Have you seen anything like that in terms of Yamamoto doing the back-to-back days pitching?
No. A lot of pitchers, I feel like, would just not do that. Like, I'd going out there in a game 7 elimination game. After throwing 100, most guys saying no. I don't want to do that. He doesn't give a fuck.
Remember, he was asking to go in for the the third when that game went to 18 innings. He was warming up.
Oh, yeah. Also, congrats on both teams dealing with that entire carousel of their relief pitchers. They were about to have Freddie Freeman go out there and pitch at some point. I mean, it was fucking wild. No one knew what was about to happen. But yeah, this was one of the best World Series I've ever seen in my life.
No, it was great. It was great. Did you see the last thought I got about this is did you see Rojas's hear the story about Rojas's wife?
No.
So she was saying to him, and at the time the manager was telling the story. And at the time he wasn't. I don't even think he was in the lineup batting or anything. I don't know. So she was saying, you know, I have a feeling you're going to hit a home run in the World Series. He wasn't even batting, and then he bats in the game before, doesn't get one. And in the day of the World Series, she said, "You're going to hit a home run. I can feel it. I can feel it." And sure enough, he hits a home run. So shout out to the wives out there.
He hit the home run. He had the game-saving play at the plate with the force out at home. Yeah. Another great play in the outfield. Again, like it was so much. Will Smith with the go-ahead home run. I mean, holy shit.
Did you see it? There's been a Will Smith in the last 6 World Series winners.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know I thought he was the only Will Smith. I didn't know there was another Will Smith.
There were like 4 or 5 moments between Game 6 and 7 where the Blue Jays could have gotten it, get their first World Series in I think 33 years. But the Dodgers fucking pull it off. First team to get back-to-back wins since the Yankees in the 90s. I can't rave about this game enough. Shout out Justin Wrobleski. Played a bunch of baseball with him whenever we were younger. He almost got charged on the mound. He stood his ground like a damn good boy. Good shit.
He put on for Georgia. All right, Steele, that wraps it up for me. You got anything else?
No, I got a fucking headache talking about that game.
I know it is great. I'm sad it's over.
I know. I mean, no more baseball until fucking April. But,
I know. Baseball, you definitely put me on there. I enjoy watching it. All right, brother. I appreciate you.
All right, good shit.
All right, bye.